Every evening countless people go through their nightly routine believing they are preparing their body for rest, yet one common action quietly places enormous stress on the heart at the very moment it needs to recover. It feels harmless, even comforting, and has become so normal that almost no one questions it, but science shows that this single mistake interferes with the body's natural ability to lower blood pressure and slow the heartbeat during sleep. Instead of entering a restorative state, the cardiovascular system is forced to stay alert and overworked, a strain that builds silently night after night. For adults already managing stress, age, or health challenges, the danger becomes even greater, leaving them at risk of waking up fatigued, dizzy, or burdened with a heart that never truly rested. The most unsettling part is how invisible this damage is, because the body adapts in subtle ways, giving warning signs only after months or years of repeated strain. Many people think of heart health only in terms of diet or exercise, but the truth is that what happens in the final hour before sleep may be just as critical. This mistake does not just affect energy the next morning, it can quietly erode long-term heart function and increase the likelihood of dangerous events without any obvious symptoms in the beginning. The nightly habits people choose often seem insignificant, yet research increasingly reveals that small decisions before bed can shape the way the heart functions throughout the night. While most individuals pay attention to what they eat, how much they move, or whether they take medications, few realize that the body has its own natural rhythm designed to protect the cardiovascular system during sleep. In these quiet hours, blood vessels should relax, heart rate should slow, and pressure on the arteries should ease, allowing the heart to repair and prepare for the following day. When this rhythm is disrupted, the effects are not limited to restless sleep or morning fatigue but may also create a hidden burden that weakens heart function over time. By learning about the one behavior that most commonly sabotages this process, people can take simple steps to safeguard their health, avoid preventable strain, and wake up with a heart that is truly rested rather than overworked. During the day the heart works constantly, adjusting to stress, activity, meals, and emotions, but it is at night when it finally has the chance to slow down and restore balance. The period of sleep is not only for mental rest but also for physical repair, and one of the most vital systems to benefit from this nightly reset is the cardiovascular system. As the body shifts into deeper stages of sleep, blood pressure naturally drops, heart rate decreases, and the arteries experience less strain. This reduction in workload is essential because it allows the heart muscle to recover from the continuous pumping it has done all day. Hormones that regulate blood pressure and stress, such as cortisol, also decrease during these hours, creating an environment that supports healing and reduces inflammation. If sleep is disrupted or if certain behaviors before bedtime interfere with these natural cycles, the heart remains in a state of overactivity instead of repair. Over time this can lead to persistent high blood pressure, increased arterial stiffness, and a higher risk of arrhythmias or heart attacks. For individuals already vulnerable due to age, lifestyle, or medical conditions, nighttime recovery is not optional but a crucial defense that determines how resilient the heart will be in the years ahead. Recognizing the importance of this nightly reset sets the stage for understanding why one common bedtime mistake can completely undermine this delicate process and silently place the heart under unnecessary strain. One of the most damaging habits people unknowingly practice before going to bed is consuming heavy meals or late-night snacks that are high in sugar, salt, or unhealthy fats. This simple choice, often made out of convenience or routine, places a significant burden on the heart during the hours when it should be resting. Instead of allowing the body to shift into restorative mode, digestion becomes the dominant task, forcing the cardiovascular system to keep working harder than it should. Blood is redirected to the stomach and intestines, heart rate increases, and blood pressure remains elevated at a time when it should naturally fall. For individuals with underlying heart concerns, diabetes, or high blood pressure, this hidden strain can trigger spikes in blood sugar, surges in insulin, and greater vascular tension. The body is unable to achieve the natural dip in nighttime blood pressure known as nocturnal dipping, which researchers have identified as a vital marker of cardiovascular health. Without this dip, the heart never gets the chance to reset and recover, making it more prone to long-term damage. Over time this pattern contributes to hardened arteries, nighttime palpitations, and even a higher risk of stroke or sudden cardiac events during sleep. What may feel like a harmless indulgence before bed actually undermines one of the most important protective processes the body relies on, turning sleep into a period of hidden risk rather than renewal. Scientific studies have repeatedly shown that eating late at night has a measurable impact on heart health and overall cardiovascular function. Researchers have found that when meals are consumed close to bedtime, the natural circadian rhythm of the body is disrupted, particularly the balance between rest and activity within the cardiovascular system. Normally during sleep, blood pressure drops by 10 to 20%, which gives the heart and blood vessels a chance to rest. However, late-night eating interferes with this process by keeping blood pressure elevated, increasing nighttime heart rate, and leading to a condition known as non-dipping hypertension. This condition has been strongly associated with a higher risk of heart attacks, strokes, and long-term arterial damage. Scientists also emphasize the role of insulin and glucose regulation in this process. When large meals high in refined carbohydrates or sugars are consumed before bed, blood sugar levels rise sharply and remain elevated for several hours. This persistent elevation places additional stress on the pancreas and increases insulin resistance, which is a known contributor to cardiovascular disease. Clinical trials have further revealed that individuals who habitually eat late at night experience poorer sleep quality, more frequent awakenings, and lower levels of restorative deep sleep. Poor sleep itself has been linked to systemic inflammation, increased cortisol production, and impaired recovery of the vascular system. Cardiologists note that this combination of disrupted sleep, elevated nighttime blood pressure, and metabolic imbalance forms a hidden cycle of strain that accumulates silently over years. Even in otherwise healthy adults, these patterns increase the likelihood of developing chronic conditions that shorten lifespan and weaken overall resilience. Many people who have lived with heart concerns or high blood pressure have noticed firsthand how a simple habit like eating or snacking before bed changed the way they felt both at night and the next day. Some describe how they would often wake up with a pounding heartbeat, feeling restless and unable to settle into a deep sleep. Others recall waking up in the morning unusually tired despite spending 7 or 8 hours in bed, only to later learn that their heart rate had stayed elevated through much of the night. There are accounts from individuals who began tracking their blood pressure and found that late-night meals consistently led to higher readings in the morning, sometimes even enough to warrant changes in medication. A number of people reported feeling short of breath when lying down after eating heavy foods late in the evening, a discomfort that would pass if they adjusted their mealtime habits. Several who struggled with indigestion and reflux also noticed that these issues were not only uncomfortable but contributed to fragmented sleep, leaving them drained and foggy the following day. There are also stories of gradual improvements when this behavior was corrected. People who shifted their last meal to earlier in the evening often described clearer mornings, steadier energy throughout the day, and fewer episodes of racing heartbeat at night. Some even noticed that with time their blood pressure stabilized and their doctors encouraged them to continue the new routine. These personal experiences highlight how an overlooked habit, repeated night after night, can either strain the body or help protect it, and how awareness of these effects often becomes the turning point toward healthier and safer routines. For those looking to protect their heart overnight, simple but intentional alternatives before bed can make a significant difference. Instead of eating heavy meals or late-night snacks, individuals can focus on lighter options earlier in the evening, giving the body enough time to digest before sleep. When hunger strikes close to bedtime, a small portion of easily digestible food such as a piece of fruit or a handful of unsalted nuts can provide comfort without straining the heart. Hydration also plays a key role, but it is wiser to drink water steadily throughout the day rather than in large amounts just before lying down, which can disrupt sleep and increase nighttime bathroom trips. Calming rituals like sipping a warm, caffeine-free herbal tea, taking a short walk, or practicing deep breathing exercises help signal to the body that it is time to rest and ease the transition into sleep without causing stress on the cardiovascular system. Creating an environment that supports recovery is equally important, such as keeping the bedroom cool, quiet, and dark, which reduces unnecessary strain on the body. Avoiding stimulants like caffeine, alcohol, or screens in the last hours before bed also supports a steadier heart rhythm during the night. Gentle stretching, reading something light, or listening to soothing music can replace habits that tend to disturb sleep and give the heart the calm conditions it needs to repair and restore. Over time, these alternatives become natural parts of a routine that not only protect the heart from unnecessary overnight stress but also improve overall sleep quality and daytime energy. Beyond the obvious mistakes, there are several nightly habits that quietly undermine heart health and often go unnoticed. One common issue is irregular sleep schedules, where going to bed at different times each night prevents the body from establishing a consistent circadian rhythm, leading to hormonal imbalances and increased stress on the cardiovascular system. Another damaging behavior is prolonged screen use before bed, as exposure to blue light suppresses melatonin production, delays deep rest, and elevates nighttime cortisol levels, which can keep the heart working harder than it should during recovery hours. Some people also rely on alcohol to fall asleep, not realizing that while it may induce drowsiness initially, it disrupts the restorative stages of sleep and contributes to irregular heartbeats and nighttime blood pressure spikes. Smoking before bed or using nicotine-containing products can also tighten blood vessels and increase strain on the heart when the body is supposed to be relaxing. Additionally, lying down immediately after eating large or high-sodium meals not only interferes with digestion but also causes fluid shifts that can elevate blood pressure and create additional cardiac workload. Even something as simple as sleeping in a stressful mental state, carrying worries or unresolved tension into the night, can lead to restless sleep, frequent awakenings, and a persistently elevated heart rate. These habits may appear minor on their own, but when repeated night after night, they compound into patterns that prevent the heart from fully recovering, gradually increasing the risk of long-term cardiovascular problems. Recognizing and adjusting these seemingly small nighttime choices is a powerful step toward preserving heart health and ensuring the body truly rests and repairs while asleep. The message becomes clear as the discussion closes: the heart does some of its most important recovery work at night, and the choices made before bed can either protect or endanger it. A single habit, repeated over time, can quietly weaken the cardiovascular system without obvious warning signs until it is too late. By avoiding the damaging bedtime mistake and replacing it with healthier alternatives, anyone can give their heart the chance to recharge and strengthen overnight. Viewers are encouraged to reflect on their own nightly routines and make even small adjustments that could protect them from serious risks in the future. Taking steps today can mean waking up with more energy, better circulation, and a healthier foundation for years ahead. For those who want to continue learning about simple but powerful changes that safeguard the body, exploring the other videos and resources available will provide even more valuable insights. Every healthy habit added to the nighttime routine is an investment in the heart, and the time to start is now.